Welcome to the Explainer. So, if you're a focused learner trying to wrap your head around the mechanics behind the whole decentralized AI economy, you are absolutely in the right place. Today, we're unpacking the Verro ecosystem. We're going to take a journey from the really simple, everyday actions you take inside the Verro app, literally just tapping a button, all the way up to the massive macroeconomic vision they've laid out in their white paper. It's a fascinating look at how tiny daily micro contributions can actually scale into a massive global network. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. We'll start with the actual problem Verro is trying to solve, jump right into the daily mining loop, and show you exactly how to boost your rewards. Then, we'll zoom out to look at the Verro tokenomics, and finally, their ultimate white paper vision.
First up, Section 1. What exactly is Verro, and how is it bridging the AI data gap?
Now, before we can really understand the app itself, we have to look at the massive bottleneck happening in the AI industry right now. Just look at the visual contrast here. On one side, you've got this explosive, insatiable AI growth that absolutely demands real-world data to function. But on the other side, we have the old centralized data labeling model. It's expensive, it relies heavily on low-paid workforces, and honestly, it offers zero ownership to the people actually doing the work. Well, Verro steps right into the middle of this gap. They're proposing a mobile-first, completely decentralized solution to source high-quality data directly from everyday users. To pull this off, Verro uses a very specific framework. They define it as a hybrid tap-to-mine plus task-to-earn system, and this is really the core engine of the whole thing. It's what allows everyday users to earn real value. You essentially passively mine tokens, but you can also actively validate AI data by doing super simple mobile tasks. We're talking voice recordings, reviewing content, basic labeling. The real beauty of this setup is that you don't need to be some crypto genius or a data scientist to get involved. It's built from the ground up to be a super beginner-friendly entry point into the Web3 AI economy.
Moving right along to Section 2, the mining earning loop, or what functions as your daily proof of activity. So, how do you actually start generating value in the system? Well, it all starts with this number right here, 0.1. That is the base earning rate, 0.1 Verro tokens per hour, that you generate just by activating your mining session. It's your baseline passive income inside the app. But, as you'll see in a minute, this is strictly the starting point. It's a foundational layer that you are absolutely meant to build on top of. Now, this baseline operates on a very specific three-step cycle. First, you hit the tap to mine activation button. Second, you just sit back and begin earning that passive base rate. But third, and this is absolutely crucial, you must refresh your session every 12 to 24 hours. Verro calls this proof of activity. Basically, it ensures the network is being powered by continuous, genuine human engagement. It prevents someone from just leaving a bot running on an old phone in a drawer somewhere. It keeps the whole community active, present, and verifiable. And this brilliantly illustrates how the whole thing ties together. The user journey loop cycles you through tapping, performing tasks, and claiming your rewards. But pay close attention to the validation layer, acting as a filter in the middle there. As you complete active AI tasks, like annotating an image or recording audio, your work is automatically checked against what they call golden sample tasks to verify your accuracy. This builds up your dynamic trust score. Basically, it means high-quality human input is rigorously verified, separating the good data from the bad, and heavily rewarding the users who consistently provide accurate, reliable work.
All right, let's get into Section 3, how to earn more. This is all about boosting and team building.
So, you've got your baseline, but how do you actually maximize your daily token yields? Well, you've got two main avenues. Contrast these two interfaces. On one side, you have individual gamified actions. These are your daily boosts. On the other side, you have team referrals, where you actively build a network. It's that classic Web3 dynamic, right? You can either increase your output through your own direct individual effort, or you can scale your output by leveraging your social capital to grow the ecosystem. Let's break down the individual side first. These are simple, non-technical microtasks available to you every single day. You can do daily check-ins to keep up your streaks. You can watch ads every hour to add immediate decimal boost to your mining rate. You can share promotional stories on platforms like Facebook and X to earn chunk rewards, or, just rate the app 5 stars. These are entirely frictionless actions. They require almost zero effort, but they immediately bump up your earning velocity. Then, of course, there is the team building side. Verro uses a 3-tier affiliate model here. You get a 5% bump for your direct invites, 3% for friends of your friends, and 2% for that third level down. So the crucial point is this. These commissions are derived exclusively from your network's mining activity, not from their active task rewards. This is incredibly important because it means the task rewards themselves aren't being diluted. It heavily rewards the early evangelists who bring in active users, creating this really organic viral growth for the whole platform. And to keep all of this engaging for the long haul, Verro heavily leans into gamification. Notice the weekly leaderboard here. It ranks top earners and rewards them with bonus tokens or unlocks premium features. You've also got daily streaks that unlock cosmetic badges and permanent multipliers, plus XP levels you gain over time. The whole shebang is explicitly designed to prevent user burnout and keep people consistently happily engaged in the data generation process.
Next up, Section 4, Verro Tokenomics Explained. Let's look under the hood at the economic engine.
Now that we know how you personally earn tokens, we really need to look at the macro ecosystem. The entire economy is built on a fixed, hard ceiling of 10 billion Verro tokens. That's it. 10 billion is the absolute cap. And understanding this number is essential because the way these 10 billion tokens are sliced up and distributed dictates the long-term sustainability and the true underlying priorities of the whole project.
When you analyze that distribution, one thing stands out immediately: the massive 60% slice allocated directly to mining and task rewards. 60% of the total supply is reserved specifically for the users. This anchors the entire tokenomic model right back to that daily tap to mine button and the AI tasks you complete. It's a huge signal that proves this is a user-centric, community-powered data economy, not just some heavily VC-slanted token drop.
But as we know, a healthy economy requires balance. It can't just be printing tokens forever. You have your inflows, the tapping, the tasks, the referrals, bringing tokens directly into your user wallet. To balance this out, Verro has planned robust outflows. Users will be able to spend their tokens on premium tools and app boosts, and looking ahead, there will be staking to access higher-paying tasks, governance voting, and even burning mechanisms, where ecosystem spend is permanently removed from the total supply. This constant inflow-outflow dynamic is exactly what gives a utility token its actual sustainable value.
Finally, Section 5, the white paper vision: building a global Layer 1 app chain.
Let's move to the timeline and see how this builds, zooming all the way out to their ultimate ambition over the next 3 to 5 years. Looking at their 5-phase roadmap, phases 1 and 2 are all about raw scale, hitting 10 million users and 100 million completed AI tasks. Once they've secured that massive community, phase 3 expands token utility with staking and governance. But phase 4, that is the massive leap. That's the evolution into a Layer 1 app chain. They don't just want to be an app riding on somebody else's blockchain. They want to become a dedicated standalone blockchain optimized specifically for AI data attestation and micro rewards, which leads straight into securing major enterprise-level AI partnerships in phase 5.
Now, to make a dedicated AI blockchain an actual reality, you need a seriously robust technology stack. Right now, the top layers, the application itself, and the off-chain task logic engine are doing the heavy lifting to keep user friction as low as possible. But if you look deeper at the blockchain integration layer, they are actively preparing to deploy EVM-compatible smart contracts. This means they will eventually be fully compatible with the broader Ethereum ecosystem. So the mining, the referrals, the staking, all of it will eventually be managed transparently right there on-chain. Which brings us to a really fascinating final thought. The white paper clearly states that future token issuance will require legal KYC, know your customer, and AML compliance. Yet it also insists that user-generated content remains the absolute property of the user. As this decentralized AI labor market matures, the biggest hurdle won't just be the tech, it's going to be answering this question. As Web3 frameworks evolve, how will platforms like Verro balance absolute user property rights with the incredibly strict global compliance required by major corporate AI partners? It's a literal tightrope walk. And for sure, it's something we are going to be watching incredibly closely as this ecosystem continues to evolve.